Malner Goodcar, I'm the CEO of Patient Prism, and having a discussion this morning with Jon Fidler about executive recruiting and the importance of hiring the right executives in a dental support organization to kind of take it to the next level. And so my question to you right off the bat in this segment is, how do you navigate when you kind of, a DSO comes to you and says, hey, we need a COO or a CFO, and you kind of sit with them and kind of look at that. But how do you navigate these personas that you meet that somehow, through your magic sauce, secret sauce, or a combination of all the things that you do, you find these people, and they have different personalities.
Sure.
So what is it that you do to make sure that it's the right fit, the personas are the right personas?
Yeah, so we go through kind of an exhaustive, I guess from our standpoint, list of number one is just the initial contact with them.
Sure.
We use our background, our network, our knowledge of maybe folks that know them. That's kind of the start. Okay. And so what we'll do is we'll contact them, and then we go through an exhaustive list depending upon how much checking we need to do.
Sure.
Whether it's multiple different phone calls, okay. Visiting them in person. Okay. We'll fly out and go to dinner with them and
wow.
and kind of get a lay of the land for them and kind of check out their personalities. We can do disc background checks. We can do
sure.
Any type of background check. Obviously just simple Google searches, which is often overlooked, but the last thing you want is for something to pull up on Facebook that
right.
They've got some crazy pictures from spring break a few years ago.
I know.
And whatnot, and that happens to a lot of folks. And so we go through multiple different steps, just depending upon how how much research and how secure we need to be with them moving forward.
And then, so you're checking references? Are you checking references?
Yes, yeah, checking references, yeah, for sure. So that usually comes with our network. So we'll usually know one or two people that are familiar with them or know the company that they were with or maybe have even worked with them in the past. Nice. And so there's always that opportunity as well.
Are you trying to build an ideal personality profile based on what the employer has told you?
Yeah, so we call it the unicorn. Okay. So we're looking for everybody that checks the 1 through 20 off, and they have that. And sure. So obviously they're a unicorn for a reason. They're very hard to find. So if they maybe fit 17 of the 20, and then what we can do is rank them and say, hey, out of the 20 things you've given us, we put emphasis on the work background and previous experience and salary. Those are the most important. And so then we can rank those and come back kind of with more or less a scorecard of candidates, whether it's, hey, we think this guy's a 95 or we think this
wow.
gal is a 97, and then get back to our clients with those.
And the score is based on the criteria they gave you or the criteria you also?
So it's a mix. So we obviously help guide
okay.
folks and present a list, and then we add to it or take things off depending upon what their needs are.
And then once they meet the objective list, then the personality type, is that more of spending more time with them?
Yeah, so I think that we have a couple of little trade secrets too, which I'm more than happy to share. But if we're looking for somebody that's aggressive, that we need somebody to come in and really take things to the next level. Right. There's a lot of different little things that we can do to kind of put things back on their plate, or give them a little project to work on and see how fast they get back to us, or see and to us
wow.
that tells us how bad that they want the job, or how invested they are in this search, or how I guess how bad do they want it? And there's we can't teach the want to. And so I think from our standpoint we have little tricks. We can't get inside their heads and right.
Know
if they're faking us within the phone calls, but we can give little things that put effort into it, and then that speaks volumes to us as well.
Chet Holmes wrote that book called The Ultimate Sales Machine,
mm-hmm.
and one of the tools he talked about in navigating these executive personas is you kind of it's a shock and awe approach. You almost put them in a spot where like, nope, you're not the right fit for this.
Yeah.
And see if they'll fight back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Have you tried any of these techniques?
Yeah, totally. And that's why I think giving them some things where it may be considered homework a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll get to somebody that says, hey, I'm at this level. I'm at a C level. I'm not going to take this report home and diagnose it for you and return it. Right. And then that tells me they're not really wanting that job or not willing to put in the effort. And so it just takes it's kind of a mishmash and you put everything together to kind of find that sweet spot.
And then once you've done that, right, you've taken what the employer gave you, you've taken your stuff, you've taken the scorecard, you've looked at the is that at what point do you bring the executive to the employer?
So it just depends. So some folks want us to forward everybody. Hey, we'll do our homework and forward everybody that you feel, say we set a threshold of 85. And if they beat that 85 score, we want to see everybody.
Okay.
And then there's other folks that say, hey, we just want to find the 3 best candidates. We've worked with you before. You kind of know what we're about. So just bring us the top 3 candidates, and then we'll interview from there. And some people just want a quick interview, and they'll hire. Some people want to say, hey, we're going to have an interview over the phone, then we're going to fly them out, and we're going to have them meet, come into the organization, meet the folks they're going to be working with. And so, it's kind of that be quick but don't hurry method, where the longer an offer goes without being accepted, then the less obviously corresponding that it's going to be accepted and work out. So, we want to move things through quickly, but, obviously at this level, people's schedules and everything are sometimes, drag things out a little bit. And so we can get them in front of folks and have them make that decision.
So it's kind of, you can do all of it or some of it or somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
But you want to make sure you do this job in terms of figuring out what this person is like, and you won't even pick somebody that's not going to obviously fit.
Correct, yeah, and so sometimes, and that sometimes is to our detriment too. Obviously, we're trying to place people, but our reputation is on the line too. We don't want to just submit everybody for this position and make it a crapshoot. We want to make sure that we're doing it, with precision and with the right personalities and exactly what our client wants, and then that's where we go.
It's great, wonderful to know these pointers. Thank you again, Jon, for a wonderful lesson on navigating these personas and making sure that we look at all the factors to make sure the person who's coming in is the right fit. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.